Happy Sabbath, our viewers. It is my hope that you are well, you are fine, and you are just following what is happening in this great nation of ours. So if you have joined this channel and you're wondering who this person is, maybe you have never been to this channel, this is Gashi Skyman, the tallest man in Black Africa. Here, we analyze politics as they come or even before things happens. If you have been following the politics of this country, if you have been very keen, there are some things that you need to note. That when you look at William Samoei Ruto is retreating. William Samoei Ruto is not attacking Uhuru Kenyatta. He's not attacking the leader of opposition, Raila Odinga. And he has gone slow on Matiang'i and the former CSs, Uhuru Kenyatta cabinet secretaries. He is going slow. All this is happening because of Raila Odinga's mass action. And 20th March, when Kenyans have a date with destiny. So in this video, I want to give a critical analysis on why Raila Odinga will succeed. I want to give a critical analysis on why the date 20th March, why the objectives of the day will be achieved. All of them shall be achieved. The first thing is that if you listened to Raila Odinga yesterday, while he was in Migori, he compared his meeting, his presence, to the Last Supper. The Last Supper is when Jesus Christ shared a meal with his disciples. And after that, he was on the cross. So it appeared to me that Raila is giving himself as a blood sacrifice. The power of sacrifice cannot be underestimated. The power of sacrifice is too much. Sacrifice used to be there even to the gods. During the Old Testament, the Israelites would sacrifice their animals in the altar and a tree. Even the Kikuyus used to sacrifice to their gods. And remember, even Abraham was ready to sacrifice his son, his only son, Isaac, which I believe that Raila Odinga alluded that if it means him losing his life for the sake of this country, this is something that he is ready to do. This was very, very emotional. I was touched when I realized that the Baba that we know is somebody who is willing to go all the way to offer his body as a sacrifice. And there is no greater love for the country than this. There is no greater love for anybody than this. Let me ask you, our viewers, if Raila is ready to die for this country, what about you? What about William Samoei Ruto? You know, a nationalist is defined as somebody who can die for his country. He loves his country so much that he can die for it. But how many of our politicians can die for the country, Kenya? How many can offer their life? Like JM did, like Jaramogi did, like Raila Odinga did, and he's ready to repeat it. Indeed, this was touching, in my view, because why should he die? Because what should happen, I've opined, is for William Samoei Ruto to resign. In fact, nobody should die because of past struggle. What should happen is that kwa sababu kuna mgogoro, kuna mvutano, kuna hali ya kutoelewana, kile ambacho kinafaa ni William Samoei Ruto's government to resign, not the death of Raila Amolo Odinga. And it is also important to see the determination of Raila Amolo Odinga. No other leader has ever declared in public that he is ready to die. And this can happen, by the way. When I look at Raila Amolo Odinga, I see somebody who will lead Kenyans to the house on the hill on 20th. This is something that will definitely happen. So remember, I'm trying to show why Raila mission will succeed. Why all the objectives of March 20th will succeed. The other reason is because when you look at South Africa and Nigeria, something similar is happening. There is an uprising, and the opposition of Julius Malema of South Africa also want to do a similar thing, want to change the regime of South Africa, kutokana na sababu kama hizi tu ambazo tunaziona. Matatizo haya tuyaonayo hapa ndio ambayo Afrika Kusini inapitia. Again, when you look at Nigeria, the greatest economy in Africa, an oil producing country, very rich country, if you ask me, the elections were rigged. The elections, when I was looking at also what was happening, I saw that Kenya, hata kama IBC iliiba kura, walitumia ujaja kiasi, kwa sababu hata vile ambavyo waliiba, it was not very clear, it was not very open. But when you look at Nigeria, the electoral body, they were just cancelling the votes without caring. And this one has brought tension in Nigeria. In fact, the three countries have a destiny with 20th March. And I believe when you look at this, you can see Africa is rising. Africa is saying no to rigged elections. Africa is saying no to the despots. And I believe Raila Amolo Odinga will lead the way. Raila Amolo Odinga will lead the way in Africa. And that is why I'm saying that, by the way, the attention of the international media will be focusing in Kenya, South Africa, and Nigeria. Expect Voice of America, BBC, Al Jazeera, name them. Expect them in Nairobi. And that is why I'm saying that since the event is happening concurrently with what is happening in South Africa, in Nigeria, Kenya is going to lead the way, and the way is to bring the changes that Raila and Azimio have been fighting for. That is why that is why the objectives will be achieved. The other reason why this will happen, why Raila will succeed, is because of the security agencies. I believe that our security agencies are not speaking in one voice. There are those who believe that the mass action should be forcefully stopped by the government. There are others who believe that people should be allowed to picket. People should be allowed to express themselves. Raila should be allowed to lead his people to demonstrate. They are not speaking in one voice. And they are burning the midnight oil, trying to think how they are going to deal with 20th March, the date that the Kenyans have with the destiny, the date that will change the trajectory of this country forever, according to Raila Amolo Odinga. So the security agents, remember, most of them are also going through what you and me are going through. Majority of them have not taken their children to schools. For those who have taken, they have huge school fees balances. Others cannot manage to put 3 meals on the table. Yes, some of them are going hungry. What of the meager salaries that is paid to prison wardens, to our police force, even to the army? They don't receive a lot of money. When you compare with what people who work with independent commissions, like Parliamentary Service Commission, like the Judicial Service Commission, like the Teacher Service Commission, and many other commissions, those people who work there receive almost 5 times in terms of salary what our security agents receive at the end of the month. So they are feeling the pain. In fact, some of them would want Raila to succeed so that they can also benefit, so that the country can also benefit. Again, when you look at what is happening in the North Rift, like Ikipia, and where we have the bandits everywhere, like Eregeyo Market, you realize that our security forces are not doing enough. You read something, you see something that tells a story that the security agents are demotivated. When you add to what Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga have been accused of. Remember when William Samoei took over the government, the first thing he did was to take some DCI officers. Some guys were taken to court. To date, the case is still going on against the DCI. So there is fear that should anything happen, should there be bloodshed, they can also be accused. Kwaba, if it happened to the former police force, former DCI, it can also happen to them. So the security agencies will make Raila succeed. Something else that will make Raila succeed this time is because of 2022 fraud. Majority of Kenyans believe that William Samoei Ruto did not win the elections. Majority of Kenyans voted for Raila Amolo Odinga, but Ruto was declared the winner. And everybody can see and could see that Kenya Kwanza received support in the Rift Valley and Mount Kenya. And now, when you have two tribes against so many other tribes, then you see why it is going to happen. You see why Raila Odinga is getting massive support. There's a feeling in Kenya, truth be told, that the tribal dominance of the Kikuyu and the Kalenjin is something that they cannot bear. Wanauliza wao watatawala lini? When will their time comes? And remember, Uhuru Kenyatta offered the solution through BBI, but Kenya Kwanza rejected this. Again, when you look at the 2022 elections, we saw the hands of Americans, the hands of the British. And this is something that Kenyans are not taking kindly. So there's a feeling that the president was not elected by Kenyans. There's a feeling among Kenyans that Raila won the elections. And that is why many of them are going to participate in these mass actions. That is why you see people coming out in Kisumu, even when there is nobody leading them. They started picketing yesterday on their own. It also happened in Vihiga yesterday. And I believe it is going to happen all over the country. So that's why it will succeed. The other reason why it is going to succeed is because of the influence of Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta has clearly stated that his president, his leader, is Raila Odinga. When you hear the former head of state saying this, it tells a story. Remember, Uhuru Kenyatta has also been persecuted by this regime. He has been accused of not paying taxes. He has been accused of stealing money during the last days. He has been accused of so many things. And even his former cabinet secretaries have been humiliated by the DCI, by the Kenya Kwanza government. So remember, Uhuru Kenyatta is somebody with influence. Uhuru Kenyatta is somebody that cannot be ignored in the politics of this country. Though many of you would say that he was not able to help Raila in 2002 August general elections, kile ambacho watu wanasahau ni kwamba Uhuru is a very patient person. Uhuru means well. Uhuru did not want to go down in history as somebody who rejected what IBC declared. He had the powers even to refuse to hand over power. Many people say that that he had no choice. He had choice. And remember, he could have said that the ceremony would not be held. And what would have happened? They could have been passed through. But now, he wanted to wash his hands. He did not want to be tainted. He did not want to see the blood of Kenyans in his hands. That is why he handed over power. Not that he was a coward. But now, this government came and started accusing him. And now, what you can see is a hopelessly divided country. That is why Raila date 20th March will succeed more than even what many people are expecting. Other catalysts that will help the day to succeed is people like Gachagua. You know what Gachagua has been saying has been hurting. What Gachagua has been saying with his poisonous double-edged tongue has been hurting to Kenyans. Is something that many Kenyans are not taking kindly. He is a catalyst for a revolution. He is a catalyst. A catalyst is something that will quicken the reaction. I'm telling you, this is a political catalyst. Just like a catalyst in a chemical reaction that quickens the reaction, this is what Gachagua is doing. Take it to the bank that date 20th March will be very, very successful. It will be a day that will go down in history as a day that changed this country forever. I believe that many people are watching and waiting to see what is going to happen. Today, Azimio mass action will be in Masai land, understand, will be, is it Kajiado or something like that? And people are coming out in large numbers as you saw yesterday in Migori. Sijui wewe unaona nini? Lakini mimi ukiniuliza, dalili za mvua ni mawingu. Mvua itanyesha. Na sio mvua ambayo tumeizoea. Ni mvua ya mabadiliko. Change is coming. Change is the only thing that is constant. All other things change, but change will keep on changing. It is the only constant thing. Till next time, this is your host, Gashis Kamen, the tallest man in Black Africa. Remember to subscribe to our channel and like this video kindly. Bye-bye.